Alright, so check it out. These guys that live across the street from me, that work across the street from me, are moving out. And I talked to a guy this morning, and he said I could have some of those brand new barrels. See what else we can get out of here. It's looting time. So, Gentleman Jet place, the people that were renting this place, was kind enough to haul these pieces of C-beam out for me. And I asked him, and he was extremely kind to say that I could have this stainless steel top table, which that is a beautiful piece, and that's going straight into the shop. I'm excited for that one, gotta be honest. So, doing a little dumpster diving in this stuff that they're clearly throwing away. The first thing I found right on top was a nice pair of gloves to replace mine, which are already soaked. And have a look at all this stuff. Sandpaper, pieces of aluminum, tons of steel. Bunch of steel. This is an entire envelope of Allen wrenches. More steel. I got a bunch of angle iron. And this is full of goodies. Rollers, PVC cement, concrete anchors, my wet gloves. You can see there's actual high-speed steel drill bits in here. Nuts, bolts, the whole 9 yards. And tell me those gate valves don't look like they could be throttles on a forge inlet. So we'll see what else we can find in here. Not going to touch any of this stuff. I just wanted to show you. This is the stuff that they're taking, moving out of the building. I think that's some kind of evaporator. Looks pretty heavy pressure tank. That looks like 500 gallons of maple syrup to me. Just thought that was kind of neat. And see, he's got more of those tables from inside that aren't all rusty. That's why he gave me that one, I think. And all the long pieces of channel that I've been taking the short pieces of. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna miss what I'm taking. Okay, why, you might ask, is the pipe rack laying on the ground? Because somebody tried to squat it up into the back of the truck and ended up laying on the ground with this thing on his chest. So, I'm fine. I walked it off. It's all good. Gotta be careful though, man. Steel's heavy. So, I've been walking around this pile of junk all afternoon. This thing here under the ladder and the pieces of wood, and I had no idea what it was, but if you look down there, there's some nice painted steel, and I bet you that's some kind of heat exchanger. Wonder why it's sitting out here. Curiouser and curiouser, said Alice. Show you that too. I think some of that rebar got hot enough that it just drooped. It's awful thin. I mean, it could be somebody pulled on it, but there's a lot of stuff here that's been here for a long time. I mean, there's a whole nother rack behind here of stuff you can't even get to. Yep, heat exchangers. There's 2 of them here. Let's see if I'll flip this over. Can't really see the heat. But if anybody's looking for a heat exchanger, let me know. I'm sure I could get you a good deal. They're pretty big. Well, there's probably the last thing I'd like to get, but it's an old seed spreader. But take a look at the axle and the wheels. They look great. But this one belongs to the landlord of this place, so the guy Jeff told me you'd have to ask for it. But check this place out. It's got huge piles of staging. There's another stock rack back there. So much material that's just going to waste. And there's all kinds of stuff buried in the shrubbery back here. But that's enough for now. I'm gonna go take a break. I'll probably come back with Dan to get the pipe rack and some other pieces of C-beam, big pieces that are over there he said I could have. And that'll be that for this little looting excursion. There you can see we've got the truck full of stuff. These racks. Good times. Alright, it's kind of dark in here and there's a train going by. But let me show you what I got. Those two, there's two pieces here. I think they are fork extenders, but they'll make nice ramps like the trains. They're bucking cars over there. They could be doing that all day long, but at least hopefully a few minutes without the horn. So these big pieces of C-channel, they got a hinge in the middle of them here. I'm not sure what that was all about. They both have it. That's a nice piece of hydraulic cylinder. Maybe we could fix that up and build a crane out of it, or just take it apart and use the steel shaft for something. All those pieces of angle iron, pretty good. There's the gate valve. I mean, this is really the score, is the rack itself. I'm gonna back up so you can see the whole thing. It's glorious. And we're already filling it up with stock. It's nice, it's on wheels. It had like some carpet down here across the bottom, which was all rotted out, so I can replace that, no problem. I got some pieces of aluminum channel, lots of threaded rod, rebar. This is 3/8 and 1/2 inch rod stock, still with the mill scale on it. Big pieces of rebar. All these threaded rod with the fittings on them for clamping onto I-beams and C-beams. Couple of pieces of flat plate. The big one there is 1/8, and then the one in behind it there is 1/4. These three pieces down here are really nice scores. This one and this one are identical. They're pieces of shaft. They had like socks wrapped around them, and I think they were brand new when they got laid up. And aside from the surface rust, there's nothing wrong with them. And then this piece back there with the hose clamp on it is another piece of shafting. So that's really nice. It's about 3 feet long. Those are steel tube, heavy wall tube. So I think all in all, quite the score. All this short pieces of threaded rod. There's some small square stock and small round stock in there too. So yeah, pretty good. No complaints from me. And of course, the score of the day, which is this absolutely beautiful, even though a little bit dirty, stainless steel top table. Which, once we I was doing a little work in the shop yesterday, working on the anvil. You'll see that upcoming video. But I've been trying to clean up. You'll notice I got a lot of the garbage off the floor. Also, a lot of the tools off the floor. I I threw together some shelves under here made out of milk crates and some boards I had. Just got a lot of stuff up off the floor. Next big project is where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by the camera running out of memory, which Has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I talk a lot. Those things are completely unrelated. So what I was saying is this back here is a piece of countertop, and I want to mount it level with the bench there, and then make a U-shaped cutout for the drill post so that I can slide the drill back to where it was and have more table space there around and behind the drill press, so that I don't end up stacking all the drill bits here next to the chop saw. And then we'll work on something to do some dust collection around there, fix up that rickety dust shield that's on there, organize all that stuff. Anyway, more to come. Stay tuned. And how could I forget, best of all, barrels. And for those of you who are paying attention, there's a little sneak peek of the Anvil Part 2. Coming soon to a YouTube near you.